Forgive the angle. Haven't been on here in a minute, and I realized the video I filmed for this weekend was deleted. Half of it was absolutely gone. I'll run through the meal plan that I have for this week. Again, and I say this every time, it's not a strict meal plan. It's just ideas for meals that I can make throughout the week so that I have a plan going in when I'm buying stuff. So I'm not just buying any random old thing that I'm not eventually going to use. This is a money saving hack. This is a sticking to your meals, your diet hack. This is a getting excited for what you're gonna make for the week hack. And this is also a great way of mindfully understanding what you enjoy, what you're actually going to use, and using up what you already have at home. You make your list from what you already have at home, you take a look at that, and then you say, okay, what am I feeling like eating? What really has to go this week? And then go from there. So with that in mind, I still have my little sheet that I wrote all this on. So my meal plan was overnight oats, kind of protes style. I don't know if people call it that, but protein oats. You can't see it, it's behind these greens. I have some chocolate protein, so I'm going to use that along with some dark chocolate chips. Throw them all in there. It'll be like dessert for breakfast, except healthy. It'll be great. And then I'll also have a lot of chia seeds and things like that in there. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna have for like meal one or meal two, I guess lunch, I don't know. It could be lunch, it could be dinner, who's to say. I have pasta. So I already made a whole lot of protein pasta for the previous week that I didn't use everything. So half of that is in the freezer at work because there's about 2 or 3 servings, or yeah, 2 servings in there. So that'll be what I have. Friday, there's no work because of July 4th, Independence Day. So it's just enough. I figured, hey, perfect. I'll just leave it here and then I'll have it. It's not something that I have to carry. The rest of the week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think, have some more pasta, and I'm going to make a carrot top pesto. So I went to the farmer's market and I got a really nice bunch of carrots. Look at this. Oh my God. Well, they look a little limp now because they've been in the refrigerator for a day, but I will pretty soon, probably later this afternoon, cut this off and make a really nice pesto, which will last for quite some time in the fridge. I'm going to store it properly in a jar. I'm going to put some oil in there, so that'll make it last for quite some time. With the carrots, I'm also going to use for my dinner or other main meal, and that's going to be some lettuce wraps. So I have, I'll just pull out what I have next to me. So this is a huge bunch of cilantro. And here's my lettuce here that I'm going to use. This looks so amazing. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of take off leaves, rinse them off, and use them as needed in the meal. What I like about lettuce wraps is that you can, especially if you're doing more of like Vietnamese style type of thing, you can load it up with a whole lot of fresh herbs and veggies and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some cilantro. I also have some basil. Now it doesn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but this doesn't look like your regular Italian basil. And it smells a little different. I should taste it. It tastes kind of regular, but I don't know. I felt like I should have asked what variety this was. And it didn't have a sign, so. Oh, I also have some leftover lettuce from the previous week. Maybe I'll use that as well. I have some, oh gosh, what was this called? Oh yeah, this is a type of mint. I believe it's spearmint. Again, should have asked what variety of mint this was, but I smelled it and I was like, this is mine. It's coming home. So those will also be in my lettuce wraps. I have a load of tofu. I have mushrooms. I put the mushrooms in this bag. And I also have some shredded cabbage, like shredded green and red cabbage in like a coleslaw type mix in my freezer. So actually, no, I put it in the refrigerator as of yesterday after my video, because I was like, oh wait, if I'm gonna use this, it has to thaw. So it has thawed, it's in there. So I'll mix that up with the tofu with some, you know, soy sauce, probably some sesame oil, you know, vinegar, things like that, just to kind of make a flavorful filling. And I'll have that with the herbs, with the lettuce, all of that. There's more greens over here. What do I have? Yes, I have some Swiss chard. This is probably more for the weekend, so I'll probably have some of this for dinner. And then I also have, one just flew out. I also have, I'm forgetting the name of this. Why do I always forget the name of this? Because I always think of scallions because they're somewhat similar in flavor, but the other S herb, you know what these are. I'll put them up here. I'll put the name up here. Okay. So I love these. These are great in, and I don't see people using this often enough for tofu scrambles. Delicious. It has that like oniony, herby kind of flavor, and it adds a pop of green. So I love using this for that. This can last for quite some time. I didn't necessarily have like a plan to use it in either of those meals that I mentioned, but they will get used up. And then if anything, I'll probably by the end of the week make like a tofu cream cheese, which, you know, I'll kind of add a card up here or a link below to that video, and I'll add these in there because this is delicious with that. And that is pretty much everything I bought. So I had some things already. I have some bread. I don't know if you could see it. I don't know where it is over here. Yeah, there it is. I have some bread. I have some jam from a farmer's market that is blueberry, elderberry, apple, and raspberry, which was delicious. My dad actually got that from the Amish market by him. He lives a couple states away. I have some scallions that I cut up last week. I have some tomatoes that I cut up from last week. Also at the farmer's market, we also have a Amish farm that you know, provides some pickled vegetables and things like that. I think they also provide eggs, but you know, I don't bother with that. This is, and you can see I already kind of dug into it yesterday. This is a pickled vegetable mix with zucchini, cauliflower, onion, carrots, peppers, water, sugar, vinegar, salt, and spices. This is pretty delicious. It's not spicy. It says it has spices in it, but it's not spicy. I think I'm going to put a couple of slices of jalapenos in it because everything's better when it's spicy, right? A little bit. I also went to Lidl. I'm going through these really quick because my phone has been doing all sorts of stuff. The hiatus was not on purpose, I assure you. Anyway, so let's see if we could get this done. This is a stir fry mix that I got. This is more of a just in case type of thing because I saw, I don't know, I didn't have an opportunity to like go to my guy down the street to get my peppers because they're really inexpensive, really cheap from him. And I figured, okay, let me just get that if I don't have an opportunity to go down there, because I would like some peppers in my lettuce wraps as well. So if I don't have the opportunity to do that, at least I have some. This was like $2 maybe, I don't know. And then also something that I saw, it was the very last bag at Lidl. I only went there for toilet paper and tofu, and I left with these peppers and this other thing. I saw this, it was the last bag available, and I thought I'm gonna just leave it in my freezer because I will definitely use this. This is Thai style wok vegetables mix. Don't know how they came up with that name, but if you look at all the different vegetables that are in there, this is perfect. This is pretty perfect. Yellow carrots, bean sprouts, spinach, water chestnut, leek, bamboo, green asparagus, mushrooms, different types of mushrooms at that, muir mushrooms, Whittier mushrooms, flavored vegetable oils, okay, you know, a cilantro, salt, coconut milk powder, you know, and the leek powder, coriander, cayenne, blah, blah, blah. So this is basically a meal in a bag. But what I would do with that is I would make a really quick soup. You know, I've been on my Thai curries lately. That would make a very quick, like, coconut vegetable soup, or some sauteed thing. Like, it's a quick meal in a bag. Throw in some tofu and you could call it a day. So that's a good, like, backup type of meal. That's another thing that I don't know if I've talked about too much on this channel. Your freezer is your friend. If you can get a couple of things in there that can be like a last minute, I don't want to cook, I am tired, I want to get my veg in, but what have you, you should get vegetable mixes like that. Even a simple, like, you know, mixed vegetable bag will really help you out. It can make a pretty good soup. You throw in whatever protein you have and call it a day. You know, you can't, I find, especially, you know, when I'm stressed out and things like that, I'll just go to whatever is quick. Sometimes whatever is quick is a restaurant with a whole bunch of junk food, right? Sometimes it's a restaurant with good meals, right? But it's better for my wallet, it's better for my health to eat at home. So the more I have an opportunity to pick up quick, cheap, inexpensive mixed vegetables, like that kind of a thing that could be a base for the meal, the better. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I have a client call in 15 minutes. We can do this. We can do this. So the rest of this video will be bits and bobs of what I can salvage from the other video. The first part of the video just blacked out. I'm like, how is this possible? And then the second part of the video is just kind of not enough to make a whole video out of, right? I think I went through all the things that I already had, which I may have already mentioned. So I'll see it. I'll see if that's worth it to you to kind of splice that in here. The other thing, and the part that I'm really sad about, is I filmed some information about hydration and different types of fluids that you could be drinking to help with your hydration in this hot weather. In New York City, it was 100 degrees for a couple of days, and you know, I had my AC on blast, like top, and then I had a fan, and I was like, are they on? I actually checked a couple times. I was like, is this work? Like, how? They were doing their best, they really were, but it was just too much to handle. And the humidity, oh my God, I need a dehumidifier. Anyway, in addition to talking about, you know, different teas and things, interesting drinks that you can make, seltzers and things like that, I tried out for the first time mango coffee. This doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like a cafe version of it. If you look at like any cafe menu from Vietnam and some like Thailand, you know, like Southeast Asia cafes, they'll have fruit coffees, usually like citrus, so like pineapple, you'll get some, orange juice, you'll get some. So I saw mango and I was like, okay, I would love to try that. It doesn't make sense in my head, but I'd love to try that. And then I came across this in Trader Joe's, right? This is just pure 100% mango juice. So I said, cool, I'll buy a can and I'll try it. And it was delicious. As you can see, this is empty now because I had one yesterday on camera. I'm so sorry you couldn't see my first reaction. I was shooketh because it does not, for me and my American palate, growing up here, being raised here, it did not make sense. I was like, well, I gotta try it because it's in every menu over there and people love it somehow, so. But you drink it and it makes sense. I'll make a separate video on that. I'll buy another can and I'll show you exactly how I did that. The other thing that really shook me, I did try the pineapple as well. And I found this at Lidl, which I was like, oh, they just sell pineapple juice. I thought I would have to make it myself. This with coffee was also shockingly good. I prefer the mango, but this really shook me. And that just goes to show that you can try new things that don't make sense in your head, things that don't sound like they work. You can try them and you might find something new that you like. And if this video and my channel is something new that you like, I would love for you to hit the like and subscribe button. I'd love for you to stick around and see what's going on over here. I am Lindsay, and here at the Plant Plan, what we do is we talk about food and being healthy. We eat well for health, longevity, and specifically muscle gain and fat loss. These are tools of longevity. I also talk about lifestyle issues, things that my clients face, things that I've faced, ideas around keeping healthy and living well for the duration of your life, especially in middle age and as we get older. And I want you to stick around for that conversation. So if you can, drop a comment and tell me what kind of videos you would like to see from me. I have done a lot of, grocery haul style videos where I show you my meal plan and my idea for what I'm going to eat for the week. So I think those are pretty much covered. I love doing those, so I won't stop, but if you can give me more ideas, that would be great. I will be making a coffee video showing you all the different types of fun beverages that you can make. I do have, and I promised this already, I do have a high protein affogato recipe coming out, and then some kind of talking to you videos, making this healthy lifestyle a little bit easier for you. So those are what's coming up, hopefully in July, if my camera decides to do what she's supposed to do. But in any case, all right, I'll see you soon with all of that. Bye. Oh, and listen, I'm looking at the stats. A lot of you are not subscribed. I'm not saying you have to be subscribed. I'm just saying you probably should be if you like this content. If you're watching and you've watched a few of these and you're like, I really like what she's going up to, what she's getting up to in her kitchen. So if you're one of those people, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Bye.